What I get to do is talk a little bit about what we've been working on. We've really taken a focus in really three primary areas. One is member engagement. Andy talked a lot about that this morning. What we're looking to do is how can we bring more opportunities to you to engage your customers or your members, whether it's you reaching out to them or them reaching back to you, whether it's segmented marketing, e-marketing campaigns, other offerings as Paul indicated. The second area is productivity improvement, and a lot of these came from your input. What can we do with the product to make it easier for you to work with? And then finally, the customer requested enhancements. We've got a long list of those items, and we've been doing some work on those. But the important things are that there are a lot of features and functionality. We've got profile tied in to gomembers. You can have directories, libraries, discussion groups, events, blogs. And this is all the standard hire logic. This is just literally they set up our site, we're exchanging information back and forth. When we do that, in the profiles, as you saw Andy showed his this morning at one of his groups, well, all of this information is being pulled directly from gomembers. It's one thing to upload documents, and it's another thing to let people search for those documents, and then also to let people score those documents. So if I go in and do a keyword search on something, and I come back with 50 hits, I don't necessarily want to read all 50 documents. So this actually lets the social network score those documents so I can decide which ones might be most relevant, which ones do people find most informative. You also have the ability to build points and become a valuable member. And where that becomes valuable for you is you have the ability in the system, and I know I'm talking a little bit about the social side of things, but it all relates back to the database. But you have the ability to assign values that you want to use for when someone creates a document, uploads a document. What you have the ability to do is to look at who are your most engaged members. Now, let's say you're a year into your social site. You run this report. I will bet you that you know everything you need to know about those people at the top. They talk at your conferences, they are active, they contribute articles, you know who they are. But when you drill down into that middle area, that middle quantifiable, most frequent visitors, what you're going to find are people that you don't know. When you look at when people are interacting, you get a chance to take a look at a historical. Why did 2,700 people hit the site? Well, you sent out that broadcast email that said registration's open, or there's a new book, or there's a new publication. So having these statistics gives you the opportunity to tie things back to understand how you want to market to your members. Productivity improvements. When I looked at the listserv, the most frequent item was, can you do something about what it takes to maintain category codes? When you go into an individual's record, you now have an option called All Categories. This will let you go down through and check on or check off any category code. Right now, when you do a view, you get a list of people that wound up in the view. But you don't know how many records got returned. You don't know what page you're on as you go back and forth through paging back and forth. So now this will tell you how many rows were returned and what page you're on. Right now, when somebody goes online on e-business, they can perform a transaction. They can pay for that transaction. But let's say they call you up or they send in an order form or whatever, and you go into Service Center and you create an invoice. Normally, the way they can pay that is they send you a check or they call you up with their credit card. So what if on their profile, they could scroll down and see all of the invoices that are open against their account. This is at the organization level as well, by the way. They can then select what invoices they want to pay. See what the invoices are for, process the credit card transaction. So rather than you having to do all of those, they have the ability to do it. There were somewhere around 200 items that are either requests that you guys have made, or items that have come up during implementation, or items that have come up during customer visits or customer calls that we put on the list and that we're tackling. Meal preferences and special requests. This has come up often. So Jim went out and found what I find to be one of the most comprehensive lists of meal preferences around. Core NFP is our full fund accounting. It's an accounting system we acquired IDC about a year ago. We're now integrating that with the gomembers database, so you'll have another alternative for an accounting system. Membership.net, we've rolled out meetings, we've rolled out checkout. The next one we're going to tackle is membership, moving that into the .net platform. And then finally, Microsoft SQL Server BI tool. Doing more work in that area to give you some more business intelligence tools to work with.